Dez Bryant to the Texans would be a great thing for Houston. Now, Dez Bryant, he doesn't have the most prolific route tree when it comes to what routes he can run, but the ones he can run, they're very polished, very effective, gets open the majority of the time. Now, he's also a very physical wide receiver. He likes to go deep for the jump balls. He can beat your press the majority of the time. Very tough wide receiver. Then he also adds a great ability to run after catching the ball. I mean, every time he gets a wide receiver screen, he has a chance of taking that thing 80 yards. So, Dez Bryant being put in a slot outside anything where he just gets a short pass, he can take that thing to the house. Now, throughout his career, he has had some injuries. Not really concerns because a lot of them were just wrong place, wrong time. Played 113 out of 128 games, which is pretty good actually, especially for like a 7, 8 year career. And then Dez Bryant also can return kicks and punts, which is something a lot of people don't acknowledge about Dez Bryant, but that's just because Dez Bryant hasn't really done that since his rookie season. Because after that, they knew he was a good wide receiver. Now, I do want to talk about his fall off in production. His fall off started in 2015, and there were a lot of factors that could have led to Dez Bryant's downfall in numbers. So in 2015, Dez only played in 9 games and only had 72 targets. So his lack of eye popping numbers really can't be fully put on him. When you only get 72 targets as a wide receiver, you're not getting a lot of looks. You're not really getting that shine you think a number one gets. So, lack of targets in 2015 played a factor. And then you also have to look at the fact that, one, he only played in 9 games, and then he only had his starting quarterback for 4 of them because Tony Romo got hurt 4 games into the season and they had to play with nobodies at quarterback. So 2015, I'll excuse. Then 2016, he had shown improvement from his 2015 season, but he still kind of looked like a shell of his prime self. Now, the reason his statistics improved is because he had improved quarterback play. Tony Romo got hurt very early in the year, and Dak Prescott, the rookie quarterback they had just drafted, had to step up to the plate. And Dak in his first year looked extremely promising, but he also was kind of spreading the ball out more. So Dez still didn't have that, breakout, that break back out season. He had 50 catches. Elliott had 32. Terrence Williams had 44. Witten had 69. Like, he was spreading the ball out, so Dez wasn't that main guy. Now, in 2017, Dez was the focal point of the offense. He had 132 targets and 69 catches. But Dak Prescott's accuracy was notably worse. He had arguably the worst ball placement out of all NFL quarterbacks last year, and he truly had a sophomore slump. So, yes, Dez was targeted a lot, but he also didn't really get the best of passes thrown his way. So I again can't 100% put that on Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant's job is to get open and catch the ball. If the ball's not being thrown to where he can catch it, there's nothing he can do about that. So Dez Bryant, he's not as bad as people want to make him out to be these days. Do I think he's still up there with the Antonio Browns and Julio Jones? Absolutely not. Can he be a number one receiver for your team? Absolutely. Now, Dez Bryant has been linked to numerous teams since he's been cut. But the most notable one so far has been Houston, because not only was Dez recruited publicly by Tyrann Mathieu and DeAndre Hopkins, but the next day he immediately started following 4 or 5 Texans players. So I can't tell anything for certain because I don't know what's in Dez Bryant's head. But if I'm Dez, I'm going to Houston on a 1 year prove it deal. I mean, he gets to go back and play the Cowboys who cut him. He gets to go back to Dallas and try and show why he's still a number one. Worst case scenario for Dez, if he does come to Houston, he's a number two. Heck, depending on the matchups, he might even get put into the slot and be a number three and get to eat on these NFL defenses. So I think not that, I think Dez Bryant to the Houston Texans, I think that would be a good career move for him.
Super Troopers and Alice Cooper. That's how we get down over here. I mean, you see that? You see that crow right there? You think that crow started smoking cigarettes on his own? Fuck no. That crow's seen more shit.